Okay, so he's trying to. Okay. That was a quick battle. How's it going, guys? My name is RickLess, bringing you another episode of Clash Royale. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at the Hog Rider. It has been a while since I used the Hog Rider, but I do have two replays that I have that I kind of enjoyed. So let's get to it. So I did use a Hog Rider twice, so I made this Hog Rider cycle deck. So normally it is great seeing that I started with the Elixir Collector. And they go for a little unsuspected push. The Valkyrie's such a good card, honestly. It's tanky like crazy. And yeah, the area damage that it does is amazing. So I did get quite a beating in the first push for the opposite. But there you go. I find it funny when I see the Hog Rider pushing the Valkyrie. It's such a great meat shield. It has so much health. So that's pretty cool. So he hits a well played. I didn't really think it was that well played, so I didn't respond to it. I felt like he was just mocking me or some sort. He's like, oh yeah, look at all the moves that you did and you only did a little bit of damage. Well, you know what? I'm gonna be playing it slow. I know I messed up in the beginning, but we will have our revenge sooner or later. So he decides to poison. I lay down my barbarians. They do manage to take down the Hog Rider before he makes it. I do have a lot of troops on my side, so I'm going for this massive push. And those fire spirits, if it wasn't for the fire spirits, those barbarians would have been really low. And yeah, now I say thanks, because that I did think I did play that well. So there we go. So at this point I'm thinking maybe let's go for a 3 crown. Which is actually kind of hard with a Hog Rider strategy. Hog Rider is usually pretty good for doing 2 crowns. Or 1 crown victory. But yeah. So what was I saying? Right. The Fire Spirit. The Fire Spirit is a really awesome card. Especially combined with the Barbarians. Because normally people tend to counter Barbarians with their own Barbarians. Or a Valkyrie. Well, the Fire Spirits brings down the Barbarians or the Valkyrie pretty low enough that your Barbarians end up winning. So I have been grinding quite a bit. I know I haven't been posting up much, but I have been grinding like crazy. That's why I have level 10 Barbarians. So that has been helping me out quite a bit. So my tower is looking pretty low. I'm starting to wonder if I should even continue going for the 3 crown, because as you can see, my troops struggle to make it to the crown tower. I do get always like a little bit of damage, but that isn't gonna be quick enough for me to win, and he does get more damage to my towers because I'm so focused on getting the 3 crown. So there I go, losing my first crown, my first tower. So I'm like, okay, good damage, but I don't know. I'm still debating whether he only has 1500, so I'm still pushing for that. But as you can see right here, I keep losing all my troops and I'm struggling to get to the crown tower. So at this point I'm like, let me just build up some elixir, let me counter him pretty well, because most likely he's gonna go for my tower. My lower tower, not my king tower, but my lower tower. So I'm like, oh, here comes the strategy that I beat him with the first tower. So I have the fire spirits, plus I have a Valkyrie now. So I do have tons of troops going towards side. He is probably gonna panic. I am overpowering him quite a bit. And yeah, that looks about GG. So there goes the tower down, and I got the 2 crown victory. So far I have been enjoying this deck quite well. So let's go for my next replay. Here it is. And similar strategy, I tend to play my Valkyrie for defensive purposes. And if I have a lot of troops going towards their side, let's say Barbarians, and my Fire Spirits and my Hog Rider, if I have enough elixir to put the Valkyrie in front of my Hog Rider, then I'll put the Valkyrie. I did use my Valkyrie this time as an offensive move. So I do suffer a little bit. I did ignore their Ice Wizard and their Hog Rider, so I do suffer a bit of damage, but I did do quite a bit of damage to his tower as well. So I'm not worried. But yeah, I'm gonna start with my elixir collector now. Yeah, and obviously I will counter that Royal Giant with my barbarians. So at this point I'm like, okay, so that tower is definitely gonna go down because that Royal Giant is a pesky little card which always ends up being able to hit at least a few shots towards the tower if they place it all the way in the front by itself. So here I am just trying to get a few shots in with the Spear Goblins, but he decides to counter it. So I put down my Valkyrie, has enough health to tank for the troops for the mini P.E.K.K.A. And I'm seeing if I could get a few shots in with the Barbarian. I use a Zap spell to slow them down so I could get those few shots. So at this point, okay, the score is kind of fair. I do have, I guess, a very small damage advantage lead. But yeah, the Spear Goblin is enough to take that down. So right now I'm a little happy, but I do not have my Barbarians ready. So I decide to ignore that Hog Rider just a bit so I could get my Barbarians because it was pointless putting some archers. The archers would have not been able to get that down. And thanks for those Barbarians splitting, I do get my Barbarians. I do have 2 surviving Barbarians. And honestly, having a Valkyrie and 2 Barbarians is a better push than 4 Barbarians, in my opinion. So right now, I'm trying to push towards the tower. Almost took down the wizard. He does counter a bit, but I did do a bit of damage to his tower. So I'm a little happy. I do have the early damage advantage lead. So here goes again with the Royal Giant. I know that the Hog Rider isn't going to be able to do that much damage because the king and the tower is up. So I focus on putting all my troops on the left side. And here I go for my final push. Hopefully, I think it was my final push. And right before the time ends, I take down the second tower for the 2-crown victory without going to overtime. So this deck has been working quite well. Those were the only 2 times that I tried out that deck. So let's open these chests, which I completely forgot about. Sadly, I do not have all the chests filled up. I have been grinding it out, so I've been opening my chest without waiting. I have gotten a giant chest, I believe. Since the last time I recorded. Yeah, 1 giant chest, and I would say I opened like at least 20 golden chests in the past 5 days. Yeah, I haven't been posting much. So, yeah. I guess let's go for a live battle. Holy moly, this guy has 2,800 trophies. So it's gonna be insane if I win. Insane amount of trophies. So, which deck am I actually using right now? Okay, so let's put the Barbarians on this side. And honestly, it looks like I'm using the wrong deck. That's an amazing start. So Barbarian does reach the tower, which is pretty great. Oh god, I almost took down the tower. Okay, that's awesome. Arrow all of this. Great elixir saving. Thanks. So I am using my main deck. This is my main deck. So my little advice, be good with one deck. Practice that deck until you're comfortable and you know how to counter everything that you want to counter. So here I am countering both sides. It kind of sucks that I'm not gonna use one. Okay, let's put the Fire Spirits with the Barbarians because they have a higher chance of reaching the tower. No, he placed that a bit too late, and my Barbarians will be getting lots of damage done. And it looks like the tower is going down. So that's pretty awesome. So I am playing it quite defensively, which is surprisingly working out pretty well. And Let's see. What's he gonna do? Let's put my musketeers. I believe he has a fireball. I don't remember. It just sucks that once I take down a tower, I can't do anything. Okay, he's placing the giant. Let's put that down. Let's put the fire spirits. And it looks like that tower is gonna go down. Nicely done. I did not need the arrows, but whatever. Thank you. Let's put this down. Let's put some more barbarians up in front to defend my... Okay, so he's trying to... Okay. That was a quick battle. But yeah, that worked out. 40 trophies. That's pretty cool. Did I break my record? Yep, I am in my new highest trophy count. My last highest trophy count was 2782. So I beat it by 5 with that 40 massive trophies. So you just witnessed my main deck, which is most likely gonna be the deck that I'm gonna be using throughout my trophy pushing. Because like I was saying, get good with one deck. Don't be experimenting so much unless you don't mind losing your trophies. Because as you may have seen before, I have lost quite a lot of trophies. But I always end up using my main deck to go forward. Let's see. So that's my main deck. The deck that I use for trophy pushing, because I do feel very comfortable with. I know how to use it to counter stuff. And it just feels balanced, especially those fire spirits. I love those fire spirits. And that was a Hog Rider deck. The Hog Rider deck that I was planning to use to show you guys. But it turns out I ended up using my main deck by accident. So I don't know, maybe on the next episode I'll be showing that deck again. But yeah, that's the deck that I'm going to be using for trophy pushing. And probably going to be only using that deck for trophy pushing. Because that's the deck that I feel comfortable with. Like I was saying, you should use the deck that you feel comfortable with. Find the deck that you feel comfortable with and use it. Practice it and know everything about it. Know its flaws. Know its anything, basically. So once you know something, that a card that... I don't know what I'm saying. But the whole point is that use a deck that you feel comfortable with. Don't be playing around with a lot of different decks unless you're doing friendly battles. That's a great way to find out what decks you actually enjoy without risking your trophies. But if you don't mind you losing some trophies, then yeah, go ahead and experiment. I don't mind because I know I could use my main deck to go back to the 2700s because that's where I end up averaging around. That's where all the 9s and 10s that I see. And it's quite easy for me to get to the 2700s. Once I reach at 27, that's where I start going defeat, loss, and loss. So that'll be it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want any suggestions for any decks, leave it down in the comment section below. If you want to see any lower level decks, maybe level 6, level 7, I do have 2 other accounts which I'm willing to use and experiment decks with. Just leave it down in the comment section down below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That will make me happier. And I'll probably be here tomorrow. So see you till next time, which is tomorrow. Yeah, later. Have a great day. Keep on clashing. And yeah, later. Wow.